Well, guys, while the Women's World Cup announcement for 2025 was making the rounds in the news, it tried but could not overshadow a live women's futsal action in South America. We're talking about the Copa America Femenina, and we are talking about the absolute classics between international matchups. Yes, we got a taste of what Women's World Cup action could look like with the Titans of South America. And I got to tell you, it's exciting, exciting stuff. I caught a little bit of this tournament, not as much as I'd hoped to, but caught the semifinals and finals. I can tell you that the crowd for this tournament was incredible. It was hosted in Buenos Aires, Argentina, at Argentina Junior Stadium, which is used for all the big events in Argentina, and rightfully so. It's a great venue, perfect size, great crowd, always shows up there in Buenos Aires, and it was no different for this tournament. The crowd was electric, and you can take a look at a couple of the goals and skills during these games and see why. I encourage you guys to go over to Copa America's YouTube channel, look up the futsal tournament there. I will have a link to their YouTube channel, of course, in the description like I always do, so you guys can follow along. Strongly recommend you guys check that out. And if you guys want to see games live as they are happening, don't forget about our Discord channel. I try to post as much as I can as I find it when possible, as does Luke from the channel as well. So please keep an eye on that. If you're not a part of our Discord community to talk futsal, please join us there and keep the conversation going outside of these videos. We would love to have you there. Now, back to the action at hand. This little taste that we got from the Titans of South America. The way that this group is set for the tournament is actually two groups. So we have two groups of 5 dividing the 10 countries of South America, battling it out for a total of 4 available spots. Only first and second in each group get to move on. What wasn't surprising from this tournament was the storyline. Brazil absolutely dominating their competition in their group and coming out undefeated with a crazy goal differential. Then, on the flip side, you see Argentina also coming out undefeated, building up this possible battle of the Titans. And sure enough, we see Venezuela and Colombia coming directly behind them, their only losses to the undefeated teams in their group, to set up a beautiful semifinal, which saw Argentina face Colombia and Venezuela face Brazil. Now, Argentina won 2-0 against their foe in Colombia, but Venezuela unfortunately got absolutely thumped by Brazil, and Brazil really just took out everyone in this tournament. It's not surprising when you look at the history of the Copa America in futsal. They moved on to the final. They beat Argentina 2-0. When you look at the score, you may think, okay, 2-0, what I'm used to seeing, that means it's a dominant game. Well, no. As you guys know, in futsal, 2-0 can be flipped on its head in a matter of minutes. Unfortunately, with all of Argentina's fight and drive in this game, they were not able to bring the goals back. They fought valiantly, but Brazil was just an absolute machine, and their stars shone bright in this tournament. So we have Brazil beating their rivals Argentina once again, and then winning their 7th Copa America in history. They've won 7 of the 9 competitions. Argentina still looking for that elusive first win of a Copa America in futsal for their women's team, but they have seen plenty of second place finishes and third place finishes in these tournaments. You have the 2 most decorated international women's teams in South America fighting it out. And I got to tell you, between the skill level we saw on the court, the passion we saw from the fans, the number of people viewing this and getting hits on these live streams was incredible for the women's game. And I really think it's a shining light to the rest of the world on what women's futsal can be. You know, we see quite a bit from Euros action between Spain and Portugal that really showcases some great talent. If you're following along with the World Cup push from the organization AJSF, then you know that those guys had some great international superstars that you may not have known in their advert demanding answers for the Women's World Cup that they finally have. But if you really want to see some action from around the world, there's not a lot of options for the women's game right now. I hope CONCACAF is watching, especially with the formation of more and more women's teams here in our region. I hope that other regions as well are watching and taking notes on what this could be and capitalize on a demand, a true demand for women's sports, not just futsal. So guys, come on, let's catch up. Let's get ready for a beautiful World Cup in 2025 and enjoy futsal with the rest of the world like South America does, like Europe does. What do you guys think? Does this get you excited? Does this put you in a time zone where you're watching international futsal? And do you want to see more? Sound off in the comments below. Tell me what you think and what you think the future of women's futsal is as we march on to that illustrious 2025 for the Women's World Cup. Until I hear from you guys in the comments, don't forget to play with your soul.